That last video might have been a bit too depressing for some of you, so let's try and cheer you up a bit with one final Animercial video, because it's fun finding old commercials and making light fun of them. Let's do this!
Why mess around with strife?
I never was cut out to step out and strut out. Give me the simple life.
Attention, attention, family thinks high time prices are joke.
Holy one-liner, Batman!
It's not a laughing matter, Robin.
For those who live in Canada, not me, you'll most likely know about Zellers, which is a lot like the American Kmarts, when they were still around. Damn. But anyway, I first saw this commercial from a web video and I was drawn in by the animation. Not to mention how Batman and Robin are trying to stop the Joker from spreading misinformation.
Up your punchline, Joker!
What is he, a Muppet now?
Folks, only at Zellers are you protected by
The law of Toyland! Nobody beats Zellers' prices on toys! Nobody!
Yeah, Batman, go and help people where it really matters. The discount store. And speaking of discount, there were multiple versions of this commercial with the same exact opening and ending, but with different dialogue for certain villains. I mean, this saves time for the animators and fits perfectly for a commercial. It'd make me want to go, if I was anywhere near one.
You're protected at Zellers because the lowest price is the law.
I don't think you know what you're doing! You need a parachute! That's a backpack!
Who says that a backpack can't have a parachute? Ah, that's somehow scarier than the monstrosity of the Banjo-Kazooie commercial. But yeah, this is obviously an ad for Banjo-Tooie, and it's kind of fitting. The budget at least allows for a banjo that resembles his character, but it's a bit awkward, like playing this game.
Kazooie? Oh!
He's gonna fall to his death. And where's Kazooie in all of this? She's just chilling by the pool. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. And there was another one where he lands in some bushes, which is a little better, but hey, if you ever feel like jumping out of an airplane for fun, be sure to bring a parachute.
It's the ScoobyDoo Thrills and Spills game!
Yeah, of course Scooby-Doo would have some kind of board game. One where you get your pieces down a slope before this spinning top thing gets you. It seems neat, but I can't help but think of something much bigger.
I'm Tornado Rex, and I love to Rex.
Yeah, that's more like it. Ever want to see the Tasmanian Devil throw explorers off a cliff by bumping into them? Well, this is the game for you.
Half tornado, half wild beast. Climb to the top, but get past me.
I love the song here. It's as enticing as the one from the Mousetrap game, but this game earns it. It helps that the board design is way more elaborate than that dinky slope from the Scooby-Doo game. But with those pieces flying around whenever they get hit like that, I would imagine they'd be a safety risk, kinda like winding the tornado thing too much so that it... like that. Well, I guess it's worth the risk. Gosh darn that Tornado Rex and his catchy song.
From Parker Brothers. Oh, Rex. Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's goofy, tasteful bloating.
Kraft Mac and Cheese was once known for its eccentric mascot, the Cheezosaurus Rex. He really loved his mac and cheese so much he'd bathe in the stuff and even go into a car wash to be drenched in it. He came about in 1999 and lasted well into the late 2000s with his wacky and inventive commercials, usually with other properties like Batman, Mario, and even Pokemon. My favorite was one labeled Channel Surfing.
Here comes Finest Cheesy Slide. With reports of heavy cheese flooding in portions of Nebraska,
We don't really see him anymore, so why is that? Well, he decided to jump companies and sell generic brand stuff.
That is hot and cheesy. It's fun to dive right in.
Did he just jump in?
Oh God! Well, now we know what happened. Okay, but seriously, they probably just moved away from using mascot characters. You can still find them online, just stay away from the fakes.
Fill your mouth with the cheesiest.
Cheese me.
Where you going, Tony? What's the signal, Mom?
Well, we went from a slow-ass mechanical dog to a slightly faster mechanical dog. Same breed though, just with a detective hat. Totally original design. I'm also not fond of the name Digger. There's just something off about the way the kid says his name.
What's your dog's name?
Digger!
What have your parents been teaching you? For the time, I guess it would be amusing to a little kid, but it just makes you want a real dog. Plus, change that name, especially if a little kid might flub it up somehow.
Digger the dog. When you pull his string, he walks 5 feet. From Romper Room.
This one is in a different language, despite Esso being just a trading name for Exxon. I'm only showing this one because of just how weird it is. This one driver is going to get gas while this tiger is close by. He seems rather happy the man is here. So is he going to eat him?
Jawohl, Esso Extra. Packen Sie mir mal den Tiger in den Tank.
What? Well, there is an English version of these ads that have a lot of explaining to do.
New formula Esso Extra puts a tiger in your tank. For quick starting. Smooth firing.
Yeah, but how good is it for long distance travel? In that case, you better put a dragon in your tank. Right, Thorndike?
Well, just you watch me.
Of course, given the design of the tiger in general, I can't help but feel like it inspired a certain someone.
Get new Esso Extra and put a tiger in your tank.
Oh, hi, Moms. You're used to seeing Tony the Tiger having fun.
Ah, Tony the Tiger. First crush for many a furry. He's often used to promote sports, like in the 50s.
Put a tiger on your team with Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes. They give you the energy you need to be a steady winner.
But it expanded to other things as his design was updated. Even as he got a little more like other cereal mascots of the time, he was still a pretty big deal.
Frosties. There are 4 to collect with tokens on special Frosties packs. To be this great.
There's just something about sexy Tigerman that keeps bringing people back. He's an icon for a reason, and it sure as hell ain't the cereal.
It's good morning food that tastes great. Our family is wonderful.
So, get this. SSE, an energy supplier in Scotland, collaborated with Frederick Planchon and the mill to create this photorealistic orangutan who goes around this one city to the tune of Nat King Cole. And what is the orangutan looking for? Electricity.
It will be forever.
And no one seems to be bothered by this. People just be chill about this wild animal wandering around, though maybe that's just the power of Nat King Cole. This is one of the most relaxing songs I've heard from him, and it certainly encapsulates the warmth of the moment as this great ape takes in the sights and sounds.
And too many moonlight kisses.
In a way, it does the job of getting you to look forward to having everything run on electricity or renewable energy. The use of an orangutan might be necessary, but the vibes make up for it.
We are SSE, and we're proud to make a difference.
This Mio energy is completely crushing my game.
I love it.
For those who haven't gotten their fill of Orangina-like animals, well, wait a bit longer because here's Mio, the liquid substance you put in water to make it more fruit-flavored. These ones opt for more cartoony animals, though that doesn't stop some from being uncanny.
Gazelle!
They always seem to take place in a bar while ending with something sus off-screen. Beyond the questionable designs, the humor and its ties to Mio is subjective.
Woo! Yeah! Where do you think he keeps his?
Don't even want to think about it.
Well, either way it gets you talking, though maybe not buying.
Exist in nature. Not any nature I've been in.
Mio, shake things up.
We're gonna have a new cheesy bites pizza, please.
Ever went to a Pizza Hut with your family and this happens?
Are you ready, Bites? Start popping. popping, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these bites are gonna pop right into you.
Yeah, typical teenage boy reaction. This was a Super Bowl ad, by the way. The reason I'm showing it, though, is because one version added something else to the ending.
Jessica, we'll have what they're having.
Well, that, and there was a sequel commercial where a bunch of boys go in expecting to get Jessica, but this happens instead.
Are you ready, bites? Start popping! These bites were made for popping, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these bites are gonna pop right into.
I just love the implication that Miss Piggy got jealous over Jessica Simpson wowing Kermit, so decided to one-up her by doing the exact same thing. The only thing this would be any better is if the boys were replaced by actual Muppets, with the ending only having one human there, which would of course be Jessica. If this ain't memorable for the Muppets, I don't know what is.
Easy Bites Pizza from Pizza Hut. A pizza with 28 poppable bites, packed with melted cheese. $11.99 for a large.
I thought I was the pop star.
Here's probably the weirdest use of Little Red Riding Hood. It's set up like most versions of the tale, with the wolf really getting into the act, except this is what they do for the questions.
What big ears you have!
Why, all the better to get showtimes and tickets, what I call movie phone, my dear.
Hello and welcome to AOL Movie Phone.
Grandma, what big chunky fingers you have!
Why, all the better to click with when I want reviews, showtimes, or tickets from moviephone.com, my...
Of course, they stop short of asking.
Yeah?
Grandma, what a big...
Look, honey, do you want to go to the movies or don't you?
It's just funny to me that instead of wanting to eat her, he just opts to go to the movies. That makes me wonder, what did he do to Grandma? And why has Red accepted the wolf as her new granny? Maybe he just wanted an excuse to cross-dress? I don't know. I should note that this sequence was directed by Andy Knight of Red Rover Studios, who also did the anime sequence from the Horton Hears a Who movie. Explains some of the humor, but I guess that's what makes this unique.
Visit MoviePhone.com or America Online keyword MoviePhone.
Ooh, sure is stormy. Good day to do the laundry.
Oh, you. There's just something off-putting about you. I don't know if it's the voice, the overly cheery personality, or just the way it acts.
And look, I control static cling. Love softness, then you love me.
It feels just a bit too sugar-coated, which is weird coming from me, but I just can't seem to like Snuggle Bear. Yet I do remember something from it that really glued me to the screen.
Brightest colors always. What the?
Ain't cross-promotions great? Like, it literally sets itself up as a Snuggle Bear commercial before it throws the real product at you. This was part of the late 90s trend of trying to be edgy with younger audiences. There was even a sequel commercial where they turned Snuggle Bear into the $6 Million Man.
We can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him stronger.
Now, I'm no fan of Snuggle Bear, but these commercials are hilarious.
At the river mouth, the bears catch only the tastiest, most tender salmon.
Simple title, yes, but it's one commercial I remember fondly because... just watch.
Which is exactly what we at John West want.
Yes, you are seeing a man run at a bear for its salmon, to then use for canned fish. Obviously it's just a guy in a bear suit, but that's hilarious just on principle. This is like Kung Pao Enter the Fist where a dude fights a cow. The absurdity of it is what matters, especially here.
Oh, look, an eagle!
Bear Man's got nards! What else can be said but, that salmon better be worth it if you want to fight a bear with your bare hands.
John West endured the worst to bring you the best.
Hey, you got that ordinary untoasted sub instead of the toasted Philly cheesesteak from Quiznos?
Anyone who is familiar with Jim Parsons, Sheldon from Big Bang Theory, would likely know about the time he starred in a Quiznos commercial, where a dude asks him,
"What, were you raised by wolves?"
And this is his memory of them.
Yes.
Now, besides the ad not using wolves, for obvious reasons, this one is kind of funny just because he confirmed what this man was saying. But guess what? This was the PG-rated version of the commercial. There's another one that's something. Like, what was the thought process in making these? The first one was fine, plays into the story of like Pecos Bill being raised in the wilderness and the like. But the second one is way too much. How do you even get these animals to cooperate for something like this? I'm just imagining Sheldon doing this like, mother, mother, mother. If you ever want to curse someone with the knowledge that this exists, well, here you go.
Why have an ordinary sub? Try a delicious Quiznos toasted Philly cheesesteak, or our other toasted sandwiches starting at $1.99.
Yeah, I found a few more Orangina commercials that I'm certain I didn't show before, like this one with a panther lady whipping a dude.
Orangina rouge, naturellement méchant.
I guess for when you really want to have kinky sex, there's one with a hyena who sees a girl break her high heels. Okay, well, how about this wolf lady dumping someone?
Encore un peu immature. J'ai compris le message. Je suis pas assez bien pour toi. Je te mérite pas. Voilà. Tu veux des gamins alors que moi je préfère regarder la télé.
This isn't doing it for me. At this point, it's just a drink. So the ads are starting to really lean into the sexual stuff that some of them had last time. One I didn't bring in is this questionably racist one with a cougar in native attire. It reminds me of the horse riding the bottle from last time. I think it's pretty obvious what the metaphor is. That pretty much sums up any other commercials yet to be seen or found from them. It's for those looking to add a little more spice to their love life.
Orangina rouge, naturellement méchante.
Hey, speaking of spicy love life, here's this.
Are you okay? Whoa!
I'm guessing this rabbit is a stalker since a bunch of these ads feature him ending up in places where she would be. And this first one is just him giving this lady a blowjob. Amazing how she got through the undergarment.
That's nasty.
Oh, and it's for MTV. I guess this was after they started moving away from music videos and making more edgy things. This saga would include other wonders like the rabbit selling bootlegs, messing with her on the elevator, eating all her food. Just what the hell is his problem and why hasn't she called the authorities? Just who are you, Mr. Rabbit? Well, one video gives us an answer. It's...
Nope.
John Mayer? Really? I know they did songs together, so I guess there's some history that I'm not getting. But if I were just some random viewer finding these on TV, I'd be confused at the obvious stalking. And for her to brush it off after learning who it was is just... wow, I need something less dumb than this.
Hey, little buddy, want a ride?
Well, this seems innocent enough. A guy driving some Pokemon on a bus. Nothing wrong about that. Wait, what's he doing?
Where can you catch all 150 Pokemon? Got ya.
Jeez, he just murdered an entire bus of Pokemon. Oh wait, it's just like that time Donkey Kong got squashed to fit into a Game Boy. Well, more so to catch them all. Of course, this is just the public version. Supposedly a longer version exists, which includes a deep-pitched Pikachu. I'm not even kidding.
Want a ride? Pikachu!
And there are also more clips of the bus getting crushed.
Pokemon.
I'm glad they cut this because what the f is wrong with the makers of this? Gotta catch them all? More like gotta kill them all.
And for Game Boy is here. With both packs, you can catch them all.
Oh, lo, we've got a bit of a dark horse here tonight.
Ginger Tom, actually, Edna.
Here's an ad for the Thompson local directory, essentially the Yellow Pages for the UK. And just saying Yellow Pages makes me feel old. This one features the voice of the late Barry Humphries, under the character name of Dame Edna Everidge.
I turned to my Thompson local directory. Why is it so helpful?
Well,
go on, you tell 'em, Possum.
Possum, Edna.
I obviously wouldn't know anything about the places mentioned. What I do know is that 2 of these commercials were allegedly done by Eric Goldberg, who later went on to be a supervising animator for the Genie in Disney's Aladdin. It sucks that we can't credit people behind a commercial, because look at how freaking smooth his animation is. It's just like with the first commercial I shown, where a sufficient budget and length can produce some amazing stuff. And hey, depending on which commercial you see, the cat sounds really good too. I could probably add more, but it's best to watch them for yourself.
For the local answer, ask Thompson.
And the wolf was huffing.
Here's the story of how Grandpa had a fursona, who also tried to go after the 3 little pigs.
It can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in.
And then he told the child about how his doctor recommended a brand of inhaler to improve his breathing. Now he can blow out birthday candles and pass out cake. When does the wolf blow the pig's house down? Hold your horses, Sonny. First I need to explain how he walked down the street in order to get the thought of blowing their house down. Seriously, I get the intention of the commercial. Some kids like being around their grandparents. But it's kind of funny how this was treated as a story from the old man, right down to the disclaimers about the inhaler not being a substitute to a rescue inhaler and all that. It's also incredibly funny depicting the big bad wolf as just some kindly old man who has a loving family and is completely normal. Subtle racism towards the pigs? Who can say?
Watch out, piggies.
Symbicort. Breathe better, starting within 5 minutes. Call or go online to learn more about a free prescription offer. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Okay, after that we need something that's actually wholesome. Something that isn't controversial or weird. Something like... There we go! Another ad by John Lewis, who also brought us that adorable animal trampoline commercial from last time. This one is about the bear and the hare, who's sad that he won't get to experience Christmas due to hibernating. So once he goes to sleep, the hare brings him a gift. And then, just as everyone else is gathering for presents...
And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it some...
And what did the hare get him? An alarm clock. Heh. But seriously, this is a wonderfully made ad with handmade sets and objects, and even some hand-drawn animation from Aaron Blaise, who worked on The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and many other Disney films. You can find a making of video on YouTube that goes into the making of this ad, and it's very cool seeing the process behind it all. What it all amounts to is an ad about emotional connection, as all the animals really want to share the joy they feel at this time. It doesn't have to be about Christmas either, and sometimes that can lead to something really magical. Out of all the John Lewis commercials I've seen, this one is an absolute favorite of mine, and after this, I hope it becomes one of yours too. That takes care of that. Now, only one important piece of media remains that I absolutely need to cover. I hinted at it when I did Roger Rabbit, but now it's time to actually do it.
To be the